everyone, this is Architect Podcast. Welcome you all on board. For now, I'm taking you guys to anywhere I fly. Well, this is the day that I decide to do the podcast. I'm so nervous right now because I have been talking to myself all day that am I gonna do this for sure? And the answer is yes. And yeah, I'm so crazy talking to myself right now. But yeah, the answer is yes, definitely yes. So I decided to do the podcast. I have to introduce myself as an architect, so you can call me an interior architect who fly, or you can call me an aircrew who design. Well, I just combine these character in architect. So it's kind of nervous to making the podcast in English because I'm Thai. I'm 100% Thai, not 100% Thai, like half Chinese, but I don't know how to speak Chinese properly. Even my grandpa is Chinese, but I don't know how to speak properly Chinese at all. So I think I'm 100% Thai, and yeah, I'm kind of nervous because I want to do it in English because it has been 1 year and maybe and a half that I have been blogging. I have been written for now about 30 articles. And I really enjoy telling the story about anywhere I go, everywhere I have been, thing that I have seen, and interesting story that I want to share. And yeah, I write it out in my blog, in my article, and yes, I'm blogging on it. And I've just know the other way to share the story, which is making the podcast. Well, actually, I don't know about podcast before, but there is one of my friends who who is my support friend, supportive friends, because where it's all begin is when I was in university. And during that time, I wrote lots of articles, and I made my own handmade book. I wrote the story and biting the book by myself and sold it at the art street, which is a festival for students in the university, which will be able to sell their own work, their own project, any artwork or anything that they want to sell. So there is one guy approached to me to that festival, the art street, and he just came to me and said I'm one of your biggest fans. And I was like, are you sure? Because I'm totally no one, just someone who really like to write. And from there, we become a good friend. Well, so it's not the romantic story. I know you guys. Well, I know what you guys thinking, but it's not the romantic story. But from that, we become supportive friend. He so we become the friend on Facebook as well. And he to post something that he interested in. And since we know each other, I have been observed some. On his feed, and he's very interesting person because he very active and very open-minded, and he will have a willing to learn the new things. And one day he shared something about podcasts, and I totally have no idea about it, and I just click in that post, and okay, he was going to do make a podcast. So he described all the podcasts, and he just give the example of podcast that if you want to listen about, if you want to start to listen to the podcast. And it just opened my mind about listening, because before when I have my phone and I just want to listen to something, it should be like I listen to the music, like like music, just only music that I'm listening to. But for now, I just know that okay, you can listen to the podcast as well, and you can like listen it offline if you download it in your phone, and you can like carry your phone anywhere and listen to any topic that you want to know. Like it can be anything. It can be like there is many interesting thing that you haven't known about it, and there is someone who know stuff about that, and they want to share their knowledge through podcast channel. So it's like, oh my god, this is the other way to tell the story. This is another way to share the story. So from since that day, I started to listen to the podcast, and I listened to his podcast as well. So for now, I really want to thank him for like in to like in how do you say introducing me to the world of podcast. So ขอบคุณน้องต้นมากๆเลยที่แบบแชร์เพจเกี่ยวกับพอดแคสต์วันนั้นแล้วก็ถ้าไม่มีน้องต้นเราคงจะไม่เริ่มทำพอดแคสต์นะคะก็เลยแบบอยากจะบอกว่าขอบคุณน้องต้นมากๆ so thank you น้องต้น so much for introducing me to podcasts, and he's making the podcast right now. So if you want to listen to his podcast is To Share Podcast. So if you like interested in the topic about going to study abroad, or the perspective of the career during the career during these generations, so you can check it his podcast. So To Share Podcast, if you're interested in it, you can listen to it. So well, thank you so much for that. So that's why I'm here. I'm starting my own podcast right now as an architect. So I'm gonna do it in English, and if there is like some mistake in it, please don't get mad at me, because I'm not the native speaker, but I will try my best to do it. And but actually it's like, well, feel free to comment or just give me an advice if I say like something wrong and it's not like the right grammar or it's not the right word to say. Just feel free to share about it. And for those who want to practice, really, you can take me as the sample of practicing, because I come from zero until now, and just gonna keep going on and on and on. And even it's not like gonna be perfect in tomorrow or one day, maybe I'm not gonna be perfect in English at all, but at least I try my best, and I'm doing it right now. I'm so happy to doing this. So okay, I think I will have talked enough for the introducing episode for an architect podcast. Well, I hope you guys enjoy listening, and see you around. See you again for the very first episode. Well, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Architect Podcast, perspective of an interior architect who fly, or you can call an aircrew who design.